Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today's video, we're going to be looking at the discovery, and this is something that I had noticed a while back. And when I discovered this, I remember thinking, this makes no sense. And I was left kind of dazed and confused. I even shared this in the Facebook group, and no one really can give me any explanation themselves for it. So there's a report in the Discovery by Purcell, and it's talking about an affidavit that Detective Baumhover had sent in requesting from Facebook all of the information from an account with a certain username. There's no name attached to whose Facebook account this was. So I did go and do a simple Google search. I assumed it was just Chris's. So I searched up the email and I thought maybe I'd find some hidden social media that he forgot to delete. But to my surprise, it wasn't linked back to Chris Watts at all. It was linked to Shanann's really good friend, Christina Meacham. Now, one can only assume when you look at this report, and I'm going to show it to you guys in a second, that it would be Chris Watts' Facebook account that law enforcement was getting a warrant to request all the information related to it. We know Chris Watts deleted his Facebook account, and we know this from multiple sources. And one being a text message that Shanann sent him, and it's in the discovery. She asks him, "Why did you cancel your Facebook?" Chris doesn't even respond to her. I feel like Chris, this is how he handles things. He's a coward, and instead of dealing with the situation right then and there, he hides from it. Ronnie also asked Chris about this, and his response to his dad was, "Yes, sir, liberated myself." I'm going to read some boring talk for some of you, but this is in the discovery. And it says on 11/08, Record Supervisor Purcell received a return and inventory for the search warrant and the return and inventory for the court order production of records for the Facebook account associated with email address, and it gives the email address. Both the return and inventory forms were sent to the Weld County clerk, to the UPS, and blah, blah, blah. Nothing further. When we scroll down, it's just a continuation of this request. And it says court order for productions of records to Facebook Incorporation, facebook.com. And this was filed by Detective Dave Baumhover and Facebook username, and it gives that same email address. And they're requesting this warrant to obtain the following data from the user and profile. And then it gives a whole list of information they're requesting from this Facebook account, which is a bunch of stuff: profile information, known email addresses, date and time of the account when it was created, login dates between June 1st, 2018 through August 15th, 2018, associate IP addresses, register mobile numbers, GPS verifications, notes, mini feeds, shares, wall post events, videos, applications, messages going in and out, private messages, IP logins, a bunch of stuff. Now, like I said earlier, when you do a simple Google search of the email, it doesn't link back to Chris Watts at all. It links to Shanann's good friend. And why would they be requesting her Facebook account? We know that Shanann had other friends, and there is no other request for their Facebook. And I kind of question if this is for Chris Watts, because why don't they have his name associated with this? It just says production of records for Facebook account associated with email address, and it gives the email address. If this was Chris Watts' Facebook, why wouldn't it say, requesting records for the Facebook account, for Chris Watts' Facebook account associated with the email address, blah, blah, blah. It's just weird that there's no name attached to this at all. If it was Christina's, it's not attached. If it was Chris's, it's not attached. So it kind of leaves you wondering, okay, well, whose email is this? And if for some reason they wanted her Facebook information, which I can't come up with a good reason, but if they did, then where is the request, the warrant for Chris Watts' Facebook? Because this is the only one we see in the discovery. There is no other one. Now, when I first learned about this, I just originally assumed it would have been Chris Watts' Facebook that they were requesting, and it was possibly a mistake by just Detective Baumhover that he probably just put the wrong email address in for the warrant. I mean, it wouldn't be a shocker for me. We do know that law enforcement went to the wrong lazy dog and did a whole report and included that report in the discovery when it was in fact the wrong one. It makes me wonder, did they even go to the correct lazy dog? Because if they did, why wouldn't they include the correct report in the discovery? So again, if Baumhover made a mistake, it wouldn't shock me. Now, I did try to come up with some other rational ideas for why this would be in here. And I thought, well, maybe Shanann and Christina made a Facebook for Chris. But then I thought, why would they do that when Chris already had a Facebook prior? I mean, we know he did because that's how him and Shanann met, through a friend request he sent her. So that wouldn't make sense. Then I thought, well, maybe a reason Shanann didn't want Chris to have his old Facebook anymore for whatever possible reason. And she said, open a new one, maybe for Thrive. And then her and Christina, opened it. And we know Christina was staying with Shanann and Chris for 2 months when she had her neck surgery. So is it possible they made this Facebook account then? But why would you use your friend's email to have any association with your husband's Facebook account? If I'm going to open a Facebook for my husband, I'm not going to tell my friend, hey, let me use your email address. I'm just going to make a new email with his information or even my own information. So that makes no sense. So it's either Baumhover screwed up or they were looking up Christina Meacham's Facebook for some reason. But why not check the other friend's Facebook? Why her? So on top it says on 10/18, Purcell took custody of the return and inventory for the search warrant conducted on Shanann Watts' phone. So I thought, okay, so this was just Shanann's Facebook coming back to them. But then again, are we to believe Shanann used Christina's email to set up her own Facebook? I mean, Facebook opened, it says February of 2006. So Shanann, when her life was taken from her by the person she trusted the most, she was only 34 years young. So she would have been, what, 21, 22 when Facebook launched? And Christina said that they met and they've been friends for 14 years. So, I mean, yeah, she knew Christina at the time, but it's just odd she would use her friend's email to set her own Facebook account up. Do you see what I'm saying? I know some of you might be wondering, well, who cares? Chris is arrested. This doesn't matter. But for me, if I find something in the discovery or see something that just doesn't make sense, I'm going to share it with you guys, because here at my channel, we do discuss everything related to the Chris Watts case. And I feel the more we look into things, the more that you're just left scratching your head wondering, what the hell is going on here? But that's going to wrap up this video. I wish I had a better conclusion for you guys, but like I said in the beginning, this is something that even right now I'm sitting here scratching my head, and maybe you guys can come up with something better for this. Let me know in the comments below. I'm really interested to see what you guys are thinking about this. If it is Christina's email, why would they be looking her information up? Why would they get a warrant for her information? And why not her other friends? And if it was her, where's the warrant for Chris's Facebook? So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.